Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh boy, I am so excited. Welcome to my podcast from the office of Tawana podcast. I'm really excited about this. So for people who know me, know that I've been talking about this forever and a day. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm new to the whole YouTube podcasting arena, but I'm not new to podcasting. First and foremost, my name is Tawana Blassingame. I am, let's see, I hold many titles. First title, I'm a mom. Most important title, I am a mother of two amazing sons. I am CEO and editor in chief of Queen Size Magazine. If you're new here, go ahead and follow us, Queen Size Magazine, all social media platforms, queensizemagazine.com. I am also the executive producer of the Full Figure Industry Awards. Go ahead and follow us there as well. I make soaps. I do a lot of things, but that's not really why I'm here. But of course, if you're new, I have to do the introduction, right? But any case, again, I've been talking about doing this whole podcasting thing for a while. I did my entry into the media world was not when I started magazine. My entry was actually I did podcasting. I had a podcast for about 5 years, myself and two other of my co-hosts, and it was fun. And then I decided that I want to venture into doing the magazine. So kind of put that on pause and never went back to it. And I've been talking about going back to podcasting for a while now. People who really know me probably got tired of hearing me saying that I wanted to start another podcast. But here I am. Welcome to the Office of Tawana Podcast. Funny story about this name. I'm in my office now. I pretty much do everything from this office. All of my 5 to 9 work. I have a 9 to 5 job. I work in corporate HR in the healthcare field. And outside of that, that's why I call this my 5 to 9, because as soon as I get off from that job, I'm clocking into my entrepreneurial lifestyle here. So I do everything from this office. And I used to use the hashtag from the office of Tawana. And then everybody started using the hashtag. So I was like, I'm upgrading to an office. And then when I was trying to figure out what I was going to name this podcast, I was like, from the office up, because I'm going to be doing this podcast from my office. So from the office of Tawana podcast was born. And here we are. I grew up in Brooklyn. I'm not gonna go down this whole. I like to take long walks on the beach. I'm not doing all that, but do follow me because the podcast itself. What is it going to be about? So, because you guys know, I'm in the fashion world, so I don't want to do. I don't want to keep it to just fashion. I do the QSM TV interviews, spotlights on people in the fashion industry for the Full Figure Industry Awards. I do the fireside chats with our nominees and our honorees as well. But outside of that, I wanted to talk about more than just fashion. I wanted to make this a lifestyle publication and talk about life in general. I want to talk about fashion. I want to talk about finances. I want to talk about the entrepreneurial world and how hard it is for us as small business owners. I want to talk about love. I want to talk about life. I want to talk about everything. So I didn't want to pigeonhole myself, and I certainly didn't want to go on those platforms and just start just talking about everything under the sun, because that's not really what the magazine and the Full Figure Industry Awards is really about. Even though it is lifestyle, I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit separate. And I also want to build my own personal brand. QSM, of course, I am QSM. Of course, I am the Fires. But outside of that, I have a life outside of that. And, I just wanted to talk about all of those things that affect us on a day-to-day basis. Fun stuff, not so fun stuff, real life stuff. You know what I mean? And so that's why I started my own personal podcast. So we're going to be talking a little bit about what's coming up for season 1. But for now, I want to talk about what drives me, because that's one question that people ask me a lot. What drives you? Because you do a lot. Where do you pull all this information from? Where do you pull all this energy, first and foremost? And so for me, I used my default answer used to always be my kids. My kids are big now. My kids they're not kids. They're young men. My oldest son is going to be 26 in June. My youngest son just turned 17. So although they do drive me, and everything that I really do is really for them. I used to always tell my kids, you know, if you wanted to be successful, you have to have people in your life to show you what success looks like, right? And that's one of the things that I vowed to do for my children. I wanted to show them what success looked like and how to obtain it. So, of course, I have to be the go-getter, and I have to set the example for them. But what really drives me is, living out my purpose. I recently had this conversation with one of my good friends right now, who is, she's battling cancer, and she's doing a great job at doing it. Okay. She looks great. She's been battling cancer, kicking cancer's butt for 17 years now, and she's still here with us. But recently we had this conversation, and we were talking about my AirPod fell out. Recently we were talking about, you know, living out your purpose, and not in a morbid kind of way, but just while you're here on earth, because we don't know how long we have here. None of us do. Whether you are well, whether you are sick, some of us well people go before people who are sick. So you just don't know. And it's important to me to um, live out your purpose. And in order to live out your purpose, you have to understand what your purpose is. And that's just digging deep within yourself and figuring out what exactly that is. And so for me, I learned that my purpose is helping people. And that help can come in so many different ways. I help people through the magazine. I help people through the award ceremony and just in my everyday life. And I think that that's what my purpose is. Matter of fact, I know that's what my overall purpose is. So what really drives me is living out my purpose on a day to day. Um, I already told you guys the why behind this podcast. And I really am excited about it. And I waited so long to do this. The original launch date was supposed to be in April, and I pushed it back because I just wasn't ready. I was going through, life always happens for us. So I wanted to be ready. I wanted to be able to dedicate this whole season to you guys and not say, oh, I can't do it this week. That's not what I am. If anybody knows me, if you don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. I am very strict on deadlines. So when I set deadlines, I expect them to be met. And especially for myself, I expect myself to meet my deadlines. I don't play about deadlines. So I wanted to make sure that I had the time to do this and all of the seasons as well. So why YouTube? So you guys know, I said this already. If you follow me on my social media pages, I've said this. I only want to do this on YouTube. Um, no shade to anybody who does Facebook Live. I do Facebook. No, I don't do Facebook Lives. Let me take that back. I do Instagram Lives every now and again. But I feel like with doing the lives on those social media platforms, they're not really dependable. To be honest with you, I didn't have good experiences, so I did not want to do a podcast on there. I wanted to start out on YouTube. Now, I will say this to all of my fellow podcasters: do not come for me and tell me, oh gosh, you need to expand. I know that. Okay. Again, I'm not new to this, but I wanted to start out my first season doing it on YouTube. And the reason why is because I have a following on Facebook. Most people that follow me because of the magazine or the award show. The same with Instagram. Most people follow me for those particular reasons. And so my podcast, I wanted to expand outside of my, you call them the cold market. I wanted to expand outside of the people who already know me. And I want to be able to reach other people as well. So, I'm great at helping the people that I have on my pages, but I want to talk to, and I want to get to know more people outside of the people already on my social media pages. So how do you do that? You go somewhere else new where people don't know you, and you introduce yourself and on those different platforms. So on YouTube, hoping to be able to just expand into the YouTube arena, because there's a lot of people on YouTube, and just be recognized. I will eventually expand out into Apple and Spotify and all the places where you can watch your favorite podcast. But for now, this is where I chose to start on YouTube, and I think that visually it is more appealing than doing it on. I'm not going to keep saying the social media names, but on other social media pages who shall remain nameless. Okay. But and I think this is also just a mutual playground. I want to get to know people outside of the people I already know on my social media pages. I'm already at my almost at my max for Facebook friends. I have a public page, so thank goodness for the whole followers. So I have more people that can follow, and I can follow other people. But just expand outside and you know meet other people in different places. So I call this I'm going to a new school. I'm going to a new school to meet some new friends and to learn some different curriculums. That's what YouTube is for me. But this first episode, I really just wanted to come on and just say thank you guys for following me, my journey. This is yet another leg of my journey. So I'm excited for the people who have already started to subscribe to my page. If you are here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. Please do follow our next episode next week on May 8th, because today is May 1st. Happy May 1st. May 8th episode. The topic is we're going to be talking about what are we going to speak about? We're going to be talking about the hustle is real, right? And is it worth it? And I will have a coach on with me, a guest host, and we're just going to be giving tips and tricks and just sharing our personal stories. And I invite you to come on YouTube, my channel, Tawana Blasting Game, and just share, engage, and let's just talk about life. And at the same time, let's have some fun. Let's support each other. So again, this was not supposed to be no long drawn out thing, because I know I get on social media and I start talking a lot. I'm not going to do that today. This is just it. Thank you. This is the inaugural. Hello. Please follow, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you again. Please leave some love, comment. Welcome me to the podcast arena, all of my fellow podcasters. I hope you guys are watching as well. And thank you again. Everybody have a good night, and I will see you next week, May 8th, on From the Office of Tawana Podcast. Love that. Bye, everybody.